Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome. My name is Colleen, Wynia, and I'm delighted to connect with you here today. Thank you for your presence. I'm going to share with you a little bit of information about Crystallize Your Vision and what we do inside this program to help you ignite and really crystallize your clarity, your confidence, your creativity, to tap into your intuitive abilities, overcome grief and loss and self-doubt, and find new meaning and purpose in your life. So we're going to share a little bit about what the detail of the program is about, what you can expect, and more importantly, why might you be here today and how could this help you? So let's start there. We may have connected because of something that you're experiencing and going through that's blocking you from living your highest joyous self. It may be grief and loss, like what I've endured for many times over 20 years, repeated losses. So this may have brought us together, and if that's the case, you can expect and to know that you're in a very safe, warm, and loving place with a group, a team, myself, who supports people in going through transitions of losses and learning how to connect with spirit on the other side, to soften, to connect, to know that your loved ones live on, and to overcome any losses that have been, pulling you back in your life. So that may be one of the reasons we connected. Now, we may also have connected because you've been dealing with a lot of self-doubt, lower confidence, self-esteem. You're feeling like you have this inner calling inside of you, but there's a lot of internal voices, belief systems, and maybe pains and traumas of the past that are pulling you back and pulling you down. If that's your case, you come to the right place because we shift that together. Or you may have been drawn to connect with me here today because you're looking to find new meaning in your life purpose, in your business, right? So you could be a emerging spiritual leader, someone who's younger in their journey of tapping into and bringing in spirit along your path as a coach, as a healer, as a reader, whatnot, anything to do with that realm that you want to dive deeper in and really trust yourself. Or you may be someone who's stuck in a career or a family or even a relationship, like my client Colleen was, not really realizing it was stilted and it was time to shift. So for whatever reason we're brought together, I always trust in the divine. So let's talk a little bit about Crystallize Your Vision. So this is a program that's been created over a pathway of intuitive guidance and tuning in for over 20 years. My background is I am a rebirther, a breathwork coach by trade, and I've spent 20 plus years doing massage and body work and breath work, but also acupressure and energy healing. So this is an experience that I have very directly and work personally. And inside this opportunity of being in the Crystallize Your Vision program or exploring it, is you have both the one-to-one support like from myself, and you also have an incredible group of community of others, other empathic sensitives who are on a very similar path to you. So it's a co-creative collective in the end if you capitalize on all the different pieces. All right, so what makes Crystallize Your Vision different? What is it that works with it? Well, I came up with something called the 5-point star. I was meditating and the 5-point star system came into my world. And let me show you what the 5-point star actually manifested into. So it came and manifested into a 5-point star. And how it works is we start with where you're at. However, very commonly, most people that come to me are dealing with some kind of emotion that's trapped or something that's been, happened in your life. Like I said, all those other things. And so we start with the first point on the star, which is your express. Expressing for emotional messages. This is really key to get everywhere else in your life, to move through the pies of life, the points of life, and illuminate your star, which is you. Shining is our goal, to help you illuminate yourself, right? So you can vibrate to you and manifest in all that you desire in your life, in your love, and in your business, and your finances. We start with emotional releasing, all right? So we dive into those kind of areas that you not always don't feel so good, but it sure feels good when you get through them. Yeah, we do that together. The next point on the star is the move point. Moving your body for clearing and receiving. So imagine moving your body in a way that covers physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We dive into all of those. And there are areas that may be stronger for you at some points in your life or a little bit weaker. So we help you capitalize on the ones that your strengths are and the ones that make sense to you. And, let go of the things that don't matter so much. But clearing so you can receive more. And then we go into in the program part, actually, you follow along the content, you move into third point on the star. The third point on the star is prime. So think of priming your body with good nutrition, supplementation, how to really eat intuitively, intuitive eating, right? So it's like a revisit to, what's going in your body, what's going in through your mind, right? To replenish your body. Now we move on to the fourth point on the star, which is the align point. And I love this personally because my background comes from significant years of grief and loss. Connecting with spirit on the other side, once I was moving through the grief and loss, starting with my dad and my cousin, over 20 years ago. My cousin, he was 25, diagnosed with cancer. My dad was 59, so young guys. And they both transitioned within a few years, and actually 9 months between the two of them. So it was very, very devastating. But the great news is my pain, my grief, coupled with my trauma of childhood that came from, addiction, a food disorder. It came from alcohol in the family, it came from low self-worth and so forth. Just all the pains of, just wanting love outside of myself and from everybody else. So this allowed me to heal the grief. And as I was going through the loss of my first two loved ones, coupled by about a dozen more, that's where they started to present themselves to me spiritually. And when they started to show themselves, my whole spiritual, awakening opened up, and I was able to learn more about spirit on the other side and just how much our loved ones are part of our spiritual team, like the angels, the guides, archangels, and source God, right? So we're able to really tap in, and in the program you learn to really dive into those areas and understand them a lot more so you can capitalize on being your best intuitive. And then in the program we actually move to the last point on the star. The fifth point is called monetize. Monetize your creativity, right? So you want to monetize your creativity by creating your life, tapping into the areas that really stir your soul. And when you stir your soul, your shining star illuminates, and it kind of, starts kind of going out from here, and that's when you attract what you really, really want. So what's something you can expect from the program? Probably the easiest way to share with you is a couple of stories from members who have been through the program and done like 180s in their life. So I want to share with you a story about Colleen, not me, but another Colleen. And Colleen had an incredible experience. We were joined, connected to come together because she'd gone through a grief and a deep loss. Two beautiful boys that lived next door, her neighbors, were twins, 16 years of age, and they tragically died in a car accident. It was so traumatic for Colleen and her family. And not only did they pass away, they felt like, her kids, one of them was dating her daughter. So you can imagine the severity of that. Now, along with that, she was unhappy with her job. She was in a business career, wanting to have her own business. And she was dabbling in, t-shirt business or flower business. And at the same time, those are the two main things when she came in. But as we started to work together and unpack the grief, and she started to learn ways to heal the grief, to connect with the loved ones that she'd never really done before, her whole spiritual self opened up. And she started, really diving into spiritual and channeling and, really becoming a great intuitive herself. And what really, really was amazing is not only did she connect with the boys on the other side, which is amazing for her, she woke into the fact that in her new career, she wants to help people heal their shadow self. So she's taken steps towards becoming a social worker to start. And to add to this, she realized she was in a relationship with a long-time marriage that wasn't satisfactory or bringing her love and joy. So that has since transitioned as well. So she's led a 180, but she's really, really happy that she did. And she's, coping with grief in a very high-level way. And we helped her with that. And one other beautiful story I'll share with you is about Helena. All right, so think of something you've been dreaming about for 15 years. That was Helena. So when we first connected, she actually joined the program because she was in Australia under the lockdown, the pandemic, ran a 30-year retail business, had 2 boys that she raised as a single mom, and this beautiful woman was out of harmony with herself. Really feeling disconnected with herself, anxiety, some anger, just not moving her body and dealing with a very difficult court case. And then this, not the great communication with her kids while trying to struggle to keep her business alive, right? When the doors were closing for retail businesses. So she comes into the program and she was really found the tools and, directions that she needs through the program and through herself to help her in the harmony, reclaim the harmony, how to communicate. I mean, it just did like this 180. But the really cool thing is she brought to our attention several weeks into the program that one of her dreams was her dream home for 15 years. And this dream home for 15 years had never, ever been talked about until this one day when she says, oh my gosh, my house that I've always dreamed about, it is real. It's there. It's been shown to me. Oh my God, it's come across my plate. So she went about learning how to tap into her intuition to win the bidding, kind of a bidding war of many, many people up against the last person without spending more money than she wanted to. She found a way to learn how to respond to this back and forth, and she was kind of worried she wouldn't get it, and she was trying to let go. But you know what? Bottom line, she did. She trusted herself enough. She used the tools that she learned to tap into her internal wisdom. She's healed her heart, so she's got this beautiful home, and she moved during lockdown. So it's pretty amazing. So if any of those stories speak to you, healing your inner child, moving into, you may be an emerging spiritual leader, someone who's just starting out her or his business in the spiritual realm, the therapy realm, coaching realm, who knows, something like that. Or you may be someone who's just unhappy and dissatisfied with your present job, relationship, or health, and you're looking to understand what your body's messages are, whispering or yelling at you. So if any of those things speak to you, definitely love to talk to you. Book a call. There's a link down below. I want you to book that call. Go ahead, connect with me. Let me know what your main, pain point is, and let's get on a call together, and we'll take it from there and see if this Crystallize Your Vision is perhaps your thing too. All right, love to see a transformation for you, and thank you so much for taking time to listen in today. I love you. Again, I'm Colleen Wynia, and I wish to see you in the program if it's a match for you. Mwah. Much love.